Well, hello, everyone. It's
Hey.
us again.
CiNEMACHiNE.
Yeah, I'm here with I'm Al. This is CiNEMACHiNE. I'm here with Ryan
Howdy. How's it going?
and Brandon.
Hello
Ahoy,
there.
ahoy.
I
Switch
don't
it
think I still don't think he remembers what he said. So today is one of the best holidays of the year. It's April Fool's Day, and let's talk about a little something first. Let's talk about a little video I sent you guys.
Yeah, let's talk
Do we
about
have
it.
to?
Now, if you want to see the video that I'm about to talk about, please head over to our Instagram and you'll see it as our latest post. A couple weeks ago, right before old Snyder Cut came out, these two guys were sleeping in bunk beds together, waiting on the Snyder Cut. And
No, we weren't sleeping at all.
yeah, they were like camping out with marshmallows, like it's almost here. So I said, that's cool. That's cool. I got a little interview. And they're like, yeah, what'd you get? And I told them Michael Keaton. And they didn't believe me. They didn't believe me. And then I was just good enough at my little text message lies. And then I let it go on for like 2 days. And just kind of went radio silent for like half a day. And they've already watched the Snyder Cut and everything. And Brandon's like trying to be diplomatic about it. He's like, you know what, man? I would hate to miss an interview with Michael Keaton. But if you got an interview with Michael Keaton, that's awesome. Good on you. Well, then I send the video out. And it's me interviewing Michael Keaton.
I feel like this story's being told at like 0.75 speed.
So anyway, I checked everything out. I got it all set up, and yeah, Brandon was a little upset. He was a little upset when I sent the video. He thought that I had really interviewed old Michael Keaton, and
He did.
Oh, Michael Keaton.
We were sitting at their counter.
Yeah.
When it came through, and I played it on my phone, and he just could hear the audio. He was on the other side of the counter, and he just starts like vibrating, like.
It makes me so happy. Yeah. So anyway,
So funny.
We've put it out on Instagram today, and a few of you have texted or messaged or DM'd or whatever, like what, and never got to the end of the video. So just go ahead and go over there, take a look at what we're talking about. So anyway,
If we were a real show, we would have had that prepped to show.
yeah, I'd rather him, you know, go over to old Instagram, because I'm pretty sure that the tubes of you would take it down. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'll let it ride. It is what it is.
Well, like we said this before we started recording.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny now. But
yeah.
we were both like
raging anger. Then
how does he think that this is funny? If this is true. And I told you, I said, I'll never be able to forgive you. You were like, I hope that's not true. I'm like, well, it is.
Oh boy,
yeah, it's a real. Can we get on the interview? It's a real sensitive situation. My uncle and stuff. And...
I had a good time. That's all I'm saying. I had a really.
How's everybody's week
that,
been?
Now that we're 5 minutes into this episode. What's up, Brandon?
I was just asking how everybody's week has been.
It was good. It's good. It's good. How's your week been? It's been busy.
I got a little something for you here,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh,
More of this. Good. Excellent.
see if he can figure this out.
He didn't have the audio ready, did
He
he?
doesn't.
Oh,
He doesn't
didn't?
know how to work it.
This
Well,
is
still.
this is a disaster.
Yeah, this is what happens when you let middle-aged men run your show.
Hey,
don't
hey
really-
Ryan, how do you post to Instagram where it's like a square? How do you make it like a rectangle? What are you using to make it a rectangle?
No, it won't let me. It wouldn't let me. It didn't have those little arrows you're talking about. I don't do social media because I hate it. I hate
You
it.
do now.
I've done it twice, so I hate it so much. I think it's poison. So anyway, go to Instagram. I'll let you guys ingest the poison. So, yeah. So Michael Keaton was not on the show. We're trying to have him. Anytime you want to come on, Michael, you just let us know. We'll bring you on. We'll talk about whatever you want to, and these other guys don't have to be there. That's all I'm saying. Just saying it. Just putting it out there. So they said Ben Affleck's the best Batman. I said you're the best Batman. I'm just saying. So thank you.
We stand by it. Or
Well,
I stand by it.
anyway.
I won't speak for Ryan.
Yes, you will. You speak for me right now, Brandon. Do it.
Well, speaking of Batman,
Mhm.
we've got a few trailers that have come out lately. And I know that you guys are into the underwear movies way more than I am. Have you guys seen is it still the Suicide Squad? Suicide Squad?
This is like my dad trying to relate to me.
Yeah.
Well, I try to be nice. Anyway, do you guys
Yes, we have. There's been two of them actually.
Yeah.
First
They
one.
yeah.
two trailers or
I
two
was-
movies?
They released
Two
a
trailers.
Red Band trailer first.
Yeah, I saw
which they shouldn't have done because the second trailer was way, way better than the first one. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
In my opinion, at least.
I think it seems to be a unanimous kind of train of thought when it comes to those trailers, especially for the people that didn't like the first one, like us,
Mhm.
or were like kind of turned off by the first one.
Yeah.
the first movie, you're saying?
No, the first trailer, the
Oh,
Red
okay.
Band trailer they put out last week.
Okay.
But-
Yeah, I saw the Red Band trailer.
You should check out the other one.
Okay. Well,
The
probably-
initial trailer, I mean,
I tried.
I don't think we're gonna.
Get
Can
some
we do
infos.
trailer? I don't know if we should do that. We'll have to talk about that as far as like what the legalities of that when it comes to a live
You
stream.
can. You just have to do basically we would have to probably like gray it out and block off half of it and play it really quietly.
Yeah, like I was saying, if we were a real show, then we would prep that stuff. But we're not.
Yeah. Well-
and, I think James Gunn has a sense of humor that doesn't necessarily appeal to me as much as other directors. It's kind of juvenile, and that first trailer just kind of put all that on display. But the second trailer really kind of refrained from that, and it was a completely different tone.
Yeah.
And I liked it. But it just they released that second trailer for just the theatrical yesterday for Godzilla.
Before
versus
Godzilla vs. Kong, yeah.
Did you guys what was it?
watched
Guardian?
Godzilla versus Kong because we were going to review it tonight. Yeah, we did.
I was actually too busy making that Michael Keaton video today to watch Godzilla vs. Kong for us to review.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So my reluctance is noticed. So did you guys see the James? Okay, first off, James Gunn made movies way before Guardians of the Galaxy. A lot of people didn't know who he was. No, I'm not going to act like I did. But I did see the movie Super. Did you guys ever see that movie?
I have not seen it.
I saw it. Ryan was
know of
actually
it, but I
texting
haven't
me
seen
about that today.
Yeah. What'd you? Now we won't spoil anything, of course, but what'd you think of that movie, Brandon?
I remember liking it, like, on a surface level.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a movie that I would ever like return to. That's kind of what I was telling Ryan. He was asking today if it was worth getting. I don't know if he was asking like just to watch it or to buy it, but it's not one that I would buy personally. But if it was streaming somewhere, I would recommend. It's definitely an interesting
It's not.
take
I
on the
checked.
genre. Yeah, no, I did too. It's a cool take. And I like Rainn Wilson, and I guess the artist formerly known as Ellen Page is in that movie, and Nathan Fillion is in it.
Oh, okay.
Isn't
Yeah.
I think I saw Liv Tyler in it. Or is
I
that
think-
I don't
something else?
remember Liv Tyler.
I saw it a
She
few
is.
years ago. I saw it before.
There is a
Guardians
really
once.
cool, like the best, or maybe not the best, but it's been a while since I've seen it.
She
But
is in it.
one of the most memorable moments is when like somebody cuts off Rainn Wilson in line or something.
Mm.
And which I won't spoil it, but if you have seen it, then you know exactly what it is.
This is the prison scene all over again, Brandon. Now I'm just gonna be waiting for him to line up.
It may have actually been in the trailer, but
I'm nervous.
It says Rainn
Yeah.
Wilson, Elliot Page, Liv Tyler, and Kevin Bacon.
gotcha.
Yeah.
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 I think it was like, didn't Gunn just tweet about it? Like it was like the 10-year anniversary of it or something today.
He did,
Has
yeah.
it been that long? Wow. I didn't think that movie was that old. I saw it well before
2010.
Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't know who James Gunn was. I just remember seeing, the white guy from The Office. Doomsday.
Yeah, that's an inside joke.
Okay. But
It's
no,
a good one though.
It is on the inside, not to anyone else.
That's all right. There's only 3 people here, Brandon. That's a third
okay.
of our audience.
Yeah, we're all family. But yeah, I'd be interested to get your take on it, Ryan, seeing it at this point. But yeah, I think I watched it. I'm pretty sure that I watched it when they announced that James Gunn was doing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to watch something that he had done just to see kind of what he was all about.
Yeah. I mean, his movie's not my style, but
Was it Slither was the other one that he did?
I honestly can't remember all the movies he's done, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. I remember not loving, but appreciating Super. I thought it was a fairly good movie. I remember now. Liv Tyler's Rainn Wilson's wife. She like leaves him or something like that. That's what the whole catalyst of the movie is. So anyway,
Yeah.
But no, I really did enjoy parts of that movie. I remember, and I actually enjoyed Paige in that movie.
This was I guess
I didn't like
10 years ago. It
Yeah.
was like she was like he was they. I don't know what to call them, but Paige was. You see how this is hard. Paige was kind of at the peak of stardom. You had like Juno, and then I guess this Inception, and then things kind of trailed off after that.
Yeah,
but now she's got Umbrella Academy, or he's got Umbrella Academy.
I still need to watch season 2 of that. Did you ever watch the first season, Brandon?
Nope.
All right,
I did not. There's too much to watch.
It's true. There is a lot.
There's a lot to watch. And speaking of something that we've watched before, it's been announced that they're coming out with part 2 and part 3 with a deal on Netflix for Knives Out.
Huge deal.
Yeah.
$450 million deal.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
But the best thing is that Mr. Craig himself is going to be back in the saddle for both, and Ryan Johnson at the helm. So if you really enjoyed that, now
I think I read somewhere too that he like Ryan Johnson has like part ownership in this, so like
I could see
he
that.
made a chunk of change on this deal.
Yeah, it was what it was either between 400 or 450 is what it said.
Yeah.
Which just seems like
Insane.
way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much for this franchise. The budget for the first movie was like 40 million.
What the first one make again? Do you remember?
3 something, I think.
Like worldwide? I thought it was more than that.
I don't know.
Let's see, Knives Out worldwide. No, you're right. 311.4.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. I mean, I know that Netflix is wanting IP, but I like Knives Out. I think we all kind of enjoyed it, but I don't.
Does that deal include like is there any like are they gonna have to pay to make the movie on top of that?
That's what I was wondering. It's not directly stated.
It's like there's not a lot of margin in there.
Yeah, no error, please. Yeah, I don't like when they sign multiple sequel deals at a time. Personally, to me, it kind of kills the idea of, and Daniel Craig's coming back, so like, don't need to paint anybody into a corner because they're coming back. You know what I mean? So just you kind of understand parts of the plot before you even get into the movie. Now, is he going to be solving crimes in different places? Is it just a detective series at this point? What are we looking at? So,
yeah, didn't it say that the next one is going to be set in like the UK or somewhere like that?
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
Seemed like, because right after this one, the initial one came out, they had been talking about doing a spinoff with Craig's character. What's his name? What's Craig's character?
Foghorn Leghorn.
It's like Buffont or something.
No.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm gonna Google it.
But yeah, so it seems like it's going to be more of like an anthology series where every movie is a different case.
Benoit Blanc.
That was close.
Yeah.
Buffont.
It's a French word. Yeah, I mean, it seems I'm nervous that even the streaming services are. I mean, we all talk about all the time that it's quantity over quality. I'm kind of afraid that they might be entering the end of their original content, because to spend this kind of money on 2 movies, like Brandon was saying, the first one just cost around $30-40 million. So I mean, and he had a star-studded cast. I mean, you had a load.
Well, I imagine I think that's like the hook that will go forward with these movies, is that they'll get another star-studded cast, and it'll be that same kind of whodunit type thing.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, as far as like for me, interesting like IP properties, upcoming movies that are Netflix originals, that interests me. I mean, I'd much rather Ryan Johnson spend his time developing this than Star Wars, personally. So,
he's still doing that.
This is a defensive move for you, Brandon.
Maybe.
Is he still doing Star Wars?
They haven't said he's not, but it seems
I would be so shocked if they did.
I think that would be I mean, I think that would be like just.
I think it's just one of those things they're slow playing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he's hated more than Jar Jar Binks, don't you think?
That's a tall order.
Well, speaking of Jar Jar Binks, Jar Jar Binks.
I saw your
we're getting so smooth with the
I saw it coming.
here.
The Obi-Wan Kenobi cast has been announced.
I'm
Yes.
stoked for this.
And I'm partial to anyone named Moses. So Moses Ingram's in here, everybody. Big name right there. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not familiar with Moses Ingram personally,
We're
a lot of
cousins.
these people I am familiar with. Obviously, Ewan McGregor, I'm sure everyone is.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting dynamic. I don't know exactly how they plan
Has
to
he
fold him
gotten
in.
acting lessons? That's all I want to know because I've
I don't
seen
think it
him.
matters. Like he's so burnt up, he's just gonna have the suit on the whole time.
I've seen him in like 5 things, and he's terrible.
Yeah, I just don't know. Well, that's what I wonder. I wonder if his involvement is flashbacks or if he actually is playing suited up Vader, because I don't know if he's got the stature for suited up Vader. And I don't know why you bring him back.
Hayden Christensen?
Just to,
I think
yeah.
he does.
I don't know. He looked, if that was him in Revenge of the Sith, I think it was. I don't know. I mean, because David Prowse was the original Vader and really tall, lanky looking guy.
Sure.
But I just don't know why you get Hayden Christensen to come, because you're not going to get him to do the voice. I mean, that's James Earl Jones. He's still alive. I don't know if they'll bring him back to do that, but I don't see him doing the Vader voice. I don't see them having a lot of, maybe they are. Maybe they're going to have a lot of him outside, like without the helmet, hanging out in the bath tank or whatever. Because I mean, you can't really, because that's his life preserver essentially. You can't have it outside.
Yeah,
I don't think it's really going to require a lot of acting chops.
I want to know if anybody is actually.
But I guess that's my question. Is he essentially glorified like stand-in? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I wish him the best. The dude gets a lot of flack, and I would, I like a good redemption story. I'd love for him to impress people. So,
yeah, I'm glad that he is involved in this project. Just it gives me another thing to be curious about with how they're going to handle it. Well, and we also get to talk about how we get to talk about The Vow again today, Al.
Yay!
Bonnie, I don't know how you say your Pice.
I'm not sure
how you say your last name.
Piece, I don't
know. Yeah, she will be returning. Was that Aunt?
But for those who don't know, she was part of that Nexium cult and was featured in that documentary pretty heavily. So I showed this to Kate because Katie loved that documentary. I showed her this cast list and she got so excited that she was in this.
I gotta go.
Yeah, well, I mean, sorry, go ahead, Al.
This is a professional release, right? This is not like a fan release that we're looking at.
Image.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So could they have framed her up a little better? I mean, like seriously, it's like
you think that was one of those? You think that was like with a boyfriend or something? They had to like crop out her boyfriend she was hugging.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering if she's like
that's the cult leader. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
This is how I got it.
Yeah.
Benny Safdie, that probably excites you, Albert.
That's very exciting because man, he's good. He's surprisingly a really good actor. Very convincing in the.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen him in Good Time, but yeah, he was really good.
Yeah, I saw him.
Good Time.
I watched one of their short films as well, and he was good in that. But of course, the Safdie brothers, Uncut Gems directing fame. But he's surprisingly really tall, really tall. It's really surprising.
Al, I'm gonna get you a bottle of WD-40 for your.
It's not that.
Every time you move in your chair, every time you move your mic, it's like
it's not the chair ever. It's this thing. And
oil can.
It's the springs and they're exposed, and you can't
And it
oil
rains
them
in here, and
you can't. I mean, you don't have a mist fan going the whole time, so
it's like the Coca-Cola, whatever.
but the springs are exposed, and I'll be honest with you, I've tried buying another one, and I'm terrified to buy another one for more money because I don't know if it's going to have the same issue. They're just going to put a cover over the crap. So I'm kind of terrified. So I can't put oil on it because the oil just drips everywhere. So get used to it.
Yeah, well, as far as this goes,
If Al wants to move on to the next topic, that's just cute. Yeah.
I have a standard microphone. It's not automatic. So so I'm excited about O'Shea Jackson Jr. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in what's it called?
Ingrid Goes West.
Yeah.
King of the Monsters.
I was gonna let him him figure it out, man. Come on. Use some brain muscles.
Well, that's why I captioned when I sent y'all this. Tell me Gotham needs me.
I got it.
I didn't.
Yeah, I got it. Which, if you still haven't seen Ingrid Goes West, what are you doing with your life? That's a good movie. That's a fun movie. Yeah, he's actually a really good actor. I've seen him in 2 things now, maybe. But man, he was very. I don't know. I walked away from Ingrid Goes West, and I mean, noticed him even over Aubrey Plaza sometimes. So that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of Batman, let's talk about Batman.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
So the Batman has wrapped filming.
Yeah,
this was actually, it's been on our news doc for a few weeks now, but we just never
Every time
hit
I
upon
see
it.
that,
So
it looks like at first glance, it looks like he's got it in the trash can.
Like, I'm done with this pile of crap.
Yeah.
Now, have you guys settled yourselves on being okay with this suit?
Pen
yet?
gauntlets sponsored by Bic.
No, I still think it's trash, but I'm still excited for the movie.
Okay,
agreed. I'm excited for the story, but yeah,
the tone. I love the trailer, and I've said that since the trailer. I mean, I love Matt Reeves. I'm a Pattinson fan, kind of tangentially. Like, I like some of his latest stuff, except for, like, you know, what's the movie that the Devil All the Time?
Devil All the
Time. But I think it's got a great cast. But yeah, I thought the tone of the trailer was great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to everything about this movie except for the bat suit, and I hate it.
We're 1 year away from this movie. Well, about 11 months away from this movie.
Well, I can tell you exactly how long we're away.
March 4th, 2022 is what it looks like. And we are on April 1st.
336 days, 22 hours, 31 minutes, and 17 seconds. Give or take.
How was Lighthouse? Good. I mean,
how was Lighthouse? You fell asleep in that one as well, but I finished it.
I've seen the whole movie. It's a test. It's a test. I liked a lot of it. I can't say that I loved it like a lot of people, but I really did like a lot of it. It's hard to dislike Willem Dafoe. I mean, he's just so good. But there were parts. There were parts of that movie I was just like, oh, okay, we're doing this now. Okay, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give it away, but I do think it's worth watching. I do think the 4-3 paid off in that movie because it makes you feel cramped in there.
Don't do it, Brandon.
I like I said, well, not like I said, but we probably talked about it outside of podcast form because I don't think we were podcasting back then. But I appreciated the approach, and I liked the take as far as just trying to do this kind of these sailors. It's got a very like I don't know if swashbuckly is the right word to use, but it's just got this like their like cadence in the way they speak, and you don't eat your beans or whatever he says.
I will say this, I've forgotten.
They fart all the time. It's just a weird movie. And I mean, I appreciated that element, but it's not something that I would say that.
So is this like
everybody should watch?
I'm gonna get annoyed, like Barb and Star kind of voices?
I don't think, no, not like that. It's not an eye rolling movie. It's just kind of.
I just mean the voices.
No, I think you'd appreciate that. That part of it didn't bother me. I mean, it's in keeping with that kind of movie.
Really, the content is just very. I don't want to say abnormal or anything like that, but it's just some of it's just so in your face, and so like the farting and stuff like that. This is what I don't like is a lot of people that love indie movies and such like that. They'll go out.
Although we just had like 3 people tune in while I was talking about farting.
So this is a gas. So the thing about the people that like indie movies and stuff, they'll act like fart jokes are lowbrow when it's in a movie they don't like, but it's highbrow when it's in a movie like this because they used it in a way. No, fart jokes are always lowbrow. They're always lowbrow, and they're always low hanging.
Amazing conversation.
People are like, "Oh, that guy's talking about farts. Let's get over there." So, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm going to call even the people, well, that person left. But no, I think it's
some people out there saying
good reason to call out
about
people.
farts. They're about family.
beans. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, the movie is well made. The filmmaker he's definitely got a vision, and he definitely going to be making movies that'll have the scratch.
He's the guy that did The Witch. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen that, but I think you guys have. I know Al has. Haven't you seen it, Ryan?
Yeah.
And that movie's just as uncomfortable. That movie's probably more uncomfortable, I'll say. That movie is just like
one of the most uncomfortable movies I've watched, period.
Ooh, let's get uncomfortable for real. Yeah, that movie will make you uneasy very quickly. So, but no, we've got 15 different Batman movies coming out. We've got 16 different. You know what I mean? We got like 37 different Batman going on right now. So, and then there's 12 Superman shows and 16 other things over here. So Sylvester Stallone was like, "Hey, I want to be thought about some more. So let me go out and pull some milk from the teat of Rocky some more." So he's making a Rocky prequel series.
Yeah, you didn't highlight that one out.
So I hear.
I did.
Huh?
Nothing.
I did.
Well, I don't have a. We'll get into it.
I had highlighted.
Oh, so good.
So anyway, but he had.
Apparently, he's developing a series for a Rocky prequel. Because that's just what he's going to continue to mine Rocky and Rambo as long as he can.
Squeeze those teeth. Well, he's done with Rambo, he says.
He said that in the other one.
He's done with
until he does the prequel of that, where it's like the most ridiculous thing. I can only imagine what the prequel for that would be. Leave Sly alone. I like Sly. I watched Cobra again the other night, as a matter of fact. A friend of mine hadn't seen it, and he was like, "Dude, let's watch a movie." I was like, "All right." So watched Cobra. And I enjoyed it immensely because it's so cheesy and so bad. And Brigitte Nielsen, I figured it out. She looks just like, I think they modeled mannequins after her because she looks just like a mannequin in that movie. But and that's not a comment on her acting, by the way. But that movie is so cheesy. I've talked about it on here before, like when we first got started. But I bought that movie.
Toothpick in your mouth.
What's that?
Been walking around with a toothpick in your mouth.
Yeah. I hit people with my car all the time now. And I walk around with a gun with a pearl handle that has a big cobra on it. Yeah, it's a good time. But no, it's fun to watch old Sly movies. But I am kind of tired of seeing.
I like him too. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm excited that he's developing a series. I just don't see the point. He's not going to be playing him. I don't want to see anybody else play Rocky Balboa, but him.
I'll be honest with you. This whole like Creed 2 is kind of it for me. I just don't really care.
Well, speaking of, there is a
this is Brandon has his picture framed in his basement. Actually, I was up there recently.
I wish. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
it's Creed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. 3. This is another news thing that's been on our maybe we'll talk about it at some point.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah, so Creed 3, Michael B. Jordan is directing this one. I really liked Creed, the first one. The second one I've only seen once. I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw it at home, and I thought it was okay. I don't know. I don't know if Michael B. Jordan has directing experience. I think he might have directed something smaller scale before. But I mean, I know that Ryan, I remember you really appreciating like the physicality in these movies, because that's like something that you pay attention to, like the training sequences and stuff like that. They always motivate you to get in the gym. And
hey man, whatever it takes, right? I agree with you. I really enjoyed the first Creed. The second one, I don't know. I'm not a huge fight fan in general, and I just kind of like. I don't know. We're what 5? Well, no, 7 Rocky movies now, right? 6 or 7.
You got 6, and then if you're counting the Creed 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. Yeah, this will be 9.
We don't even need to know what the final number is. You get the idea. It's just like I feel like it's rinse, lather, repeat, or like that. I don't know. I'm just kind of like worn out.
Well, it's formulaic. I mean, they all are like,
like what's gonna happen in this movie, or he's gonna
win or lose,
or like
who's gonna die. But I love those. I mean, those original movies, I grew up on them, so they hold a special place for me. My dad loved boxing. We always watched boxing, matches, the pay-per-views and stuff. They used to go to the fights in Atlantic City and Vegas and stuff, and so boxing has been kind of something that I grew up watching. So I do have that affinity for these movies. But
I mean, if you like boxing, I totally get why you're into this. I just like at this point, I feel like this movie's just kind of like wait till it's on, streaming or whatever, and I'll just.
I don't know what I mean. Slot. They kind of like in the last one. It's always like, are they going to kill Rocky in this? Like that was, they almost killed him in the first one, second one. It's like, are they actually going to kill him this time? It's like, okay. I don't have much interest in Adonis personally. But, if Sly is involved, I'll watch it. If it's just Adonis, I'll watch it. If it's.
I thought that was his last, like acting involvement was in the last one, right?
Yeah, they say that every time, though.
Yeah, but at a certain point, like,
trust me,
maybe he could.
If Sly is still alive, he will.
He'll have a post-credit scene.
I still haven't seen Creed. Don't want to. have no interest.
The first one's decent.
I don't like that director. I saw Fruitvale Station, and I didn't like that movie at all. Thought that was kind of a movie. Things you can't talk about. So, I don't know. I have no interest. I like Michael B. Jordan. I like him just fine, but I just don't care. And the Rocky story was really over for me after like Rocky 3, maybe. I don't know. I remember.
Honestly, the only
Come on, dude. Rocky 4.
Rocky 4 is like
Drago.
Oh yeah,
I would
Rocky
argue.
4. Okay,
I know
Rocky
1's like the Oscar-winning whatever, but Rocky 4. If I was gonna like pick a random Rocky movie to watch, just because I wanted to watch a Rocky movie, it'd totally be Rocky 4. Like
that's how little I'll be honest with you. The Rambo series interests me way more, and the funny thing is that the director for Rambo First Blood and 4 and Balboa are the only ones I return to. 1, 4, and Balboa are the only ones I return to. Interesting.
Keep it on the steps. I'll put it on the steps.
It's interesting that Balboa is one. I don't Balboa.
Yeah, but he's Italian, so he's got the Italian stallion, and he's like, this is like watching.
Let's not label our guests.
I'm just saying it's probably important to. I'm not making fun of it, Chris. I'm not making fun of you. I'm saying it's probably important to you because it's like Italian thing. So anyway.
Well, that doesn't make sense. They're all the same guy. They're all Italian. But Balboa is like the weak link, in my opinion.
Balboa, I would kind of. That's what I would pick that over a lot of other movies, just because that was like one that came out when I was growing up. Like that was.
I just didn't like the way. Theaters. I thought it was fine. I didn't like the way they filmed the fighting. Like it was more like HBO style, but I like the more cinematic fighting.
So I was going to say that I watched Cobra the other night, and First Blood had the same director, which happens to be
Drew First Blood.
Happens to be the dad of the director of Mandy. So what I'm saying is,
never heard of her.
What I'm saying is, we should watch Mandy. That's what I'm saying. I just really want to watch Mandy.
Go watch it, Al.
Go for it, man.
I think we should review it. It's a really good movie.
Get Jeff
Chris,
on for Criterion Corner.
Yeah, I should. Jeff and I are going to start a show. It's going to be called Angry Dudes or something like that. Because everybody thinks
I thought it was Grumpiest Old Men.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or Get Off My Lawn. One of the two.
Maybe. That's just the title right there. It's like, have you seen that show? Yeah, so no, but there are a lot of sequels coming out. I
feel a segue coming.
After many heartbreaking discoveries, Neil Blomkamp, however you want to say it, I thought it was Blomkamp, but it's Blomkamp. District 9 sequel. He was going to do Alien sequel. He was going to do RoboCop reboot. Got my hopes up on both of those. And here we are back at square one. So whatever happened, Neil, I don't know.
I feel like he's like Groundhog Day. Like everybody waits for him to come out of his cave with a new movie. Does he see his shadow? Is he going to make it? No. Goes back in the cave.
Well,
kind of nervous.
He shot a movie over quarantine, low budget horror movie that just got distribution. So that'll be coming out sometime soon. It's called Demonic. Not a lot is known about it, but it is a horror movie. I know that. But yeah,
so
I mean, I think we all three of us own the Blomkamp box set.
I own 2 of them.
That's true. Maybe we can use that as a giveaway.
The weird thing is,
we give away your extra Blomkamp. because I got the Blonde Cap box set and I already owned District 9 and I already owned Elysium. I have a copy of Elysium and District 9 that we could give away. So we got basically 2 copies of District 9 and Elysium and Chappie and Suicide Squad.
Running an auction right now?
The more you talk about this, the more people drop off.
Did I hear $5 in the chat?
Yeah.
Just sell them as a lot.
So how do you guys feel about a District 9 sequel all these years later?
I'd totally watch that. I love District 9. I actually want to return to it because I haven't seen it in quite a while. I remember this movie coming out and it kind of taken everybody by surprise. And it was originally going to be a Halo movie, Peter Jackson producing, and they basically kind of funneled all their development into this movie once that got dropped. But yeah, I'm all for it. You guys?
Ryan, what about you?
It's not my favorite of his movies. I still enjoy it. So I mean, it's something I'll watch for sure, if that's the question.
What's your preferred movie of his?
Probably Chappie.
Chappie is. I love that movie so much. It's so good, but it's so cheesy. it's. I've watched that way more than I've watched either of his other movies. So
yeah, I've only seen Chappie once with Al. He stayed awake for it.
Did he fall asleep?
Sign of a good movie.
But yeah, well, you every movie we've watched, even movies you love, you fell asleep in. So,
not The Shining.
Yeah, Hateful Eight. Fell asleep in that. Is that a good movie?
The movie's like a warm blanket. The movie's so good.
This is a graphic tee that we need to make. I feel like he says it every other episode. That movie's like a warm blanket.
That movie is so comforting to me, and it shouldn't be. So that kind of tells you a little of my psyche. But I still haven't watched the long format series. I really want to, but again, I'm really nervous it's going to change my opinion somehow or another. That, or I'm never going to want to watch the movie again and just want to watch that. That'll be my Snyder cut.
It's the same movie. I mean, I'm pretty sure that what we saw at the Roadshow was this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just cut it up into 4 parts.
That Roadshow was awesome. We've talked about it. It was awesome. Tarantino, please do more of that.
It is good. But yeah, no, I'm excited for District 10. If it happens, I still don't know if it'll happen.
Do you think that this will make it to theaters? Do you think there will be theaters for it to make it?
I don't know if much of anything's going to make it to theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost went to the theater the other day to see Nobody, but just ran out of time, to be honest with you. I really want to see it, though. Do you guys – does anybody else want to see
Nobody?
I
do want to see it.
I do.
It's a time thing. Well.
Yeah.
And listen.
I don't know if it's something I'll go to theaters for, but yeah, I do want to see it.
As much as I hate to say it, I'm enjoying this on-demand model. I think a lot of other people are too.
Sadist.
Yeah.
You're part of the problem now, Brandon.
I have a very fortunate situation. Okay, I understand that. It works well for me. But I don't have to deal with other people not respecting the theater. You know, when I go
respect the theater.
Yeah. I don't have to throw popcorn at people. That's what I'm saying. But
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. Well, let's talk about something that has been a long time coming. Since District 10 has been a long time coming, let's talk about something that's been on our docket for a long time. And we talked about the Safdie brothers earlier. Let's talk about Pee Wee Herman for a minute, because they're putting out a documentary produced by the Safdie brothers, and it's going to HBO. And now this is where I first saw Pee-wee. Okay, so I'm a big Pee-wee fan, huge. I was a fan. I mean, from the get-go, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, but Pee-wee started as a live show for adults because Paul Rubens started at the Groundlings out in LA, and this was a character that he did. And so I think he has a very interesting story. I mean, he's been doing this character for, gosh, I think he started in like 70 something, maybe 80. But I mean, he's been doing it forever, and he's still doing it now. He just released that movie on Netflix a couple years ago. So I'm very interested to see the full story come together. I know they're going to have to touch on the controversy that happened.
What was that?
Where he acted poorly in a adult theater.
You mean he acted as
accordingly?
Adult theater.
Yeah. But I'm eager to see what this, the Safdie brother. I know they're not directing it, but they're producing it, so it seems like it'll be in good hands. I actually had the privilege of meeting Paul Rubens a long time.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
is he in character?
No, he was in line to get some snacks at a Tenacious D show, and I just said, "Hey, man, nice to meet you." I didn't like.
Was this the same show where you bumped into Anna Kendrick?
No, Allison Hannigan.
Oh, Allison Hannigan.
And
same person.
Beck, Weird Al Yankovic, Bob Odenkirk. I've met Bob Odenkirk quite a few times, and
that's what happens when you stalk people.
Well, I had to have a hobby. But no, it just happened to be literally at that Tenacious D show, 2 rows in front of me was Weird Al Yankovic. Elbow to elbow with me was Allison Hannigan and her huge, I'm guessing it's her husband now, but he was a huge dude. We met Jack Black and Kyle Gass after the show. Beck, like I said, Bob Odenkirk, Paul Rubens. It was like. But I'm just saying, it was like my dreams were coming all in one night.
Pictures to show how far your relationship goes.
That far. So but I'm just saying, like,
inside joke.
I think younger Al, like all of his heroes were in one room for one night almost all of his heroes. It was like weird. So it was kind of fun.
That's great.
It was a good time. It was a good time. So I really do look forward to this. Before COVID, I was right in the middle of buying tickets to go see the anniversary of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, where Paul Rubens was going to be there to answer questions and everything. It was super expensive, but I was excited to go. But of course, that is no longer. Too bad.
Speaking of COVID and going to places and getting tickets to things and such of the like, Comic-Con is coming back, apparently.
Who cares?
Thanksgiving weekend. Seems like they picked Thanksgiving weekend to try and limit the demand, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of
this whole thing doesn't make any sense to me. I'm going to be honest with you.
This show? Yeah, I agree. I mean, why would... Well, okay, so Brandon, you've been to Comic-Con, right? So...
Yes.
2015, Zack Snyder missed too.
2012.
Sorry, 2012.
Kill me now. So, what part of what time of year was it then? Like, what time of the year is
It's always summer.
It's
always late June, early July.
So, yeah, they're like, we got to capitalize in this calendar year, and everything's not going to be open by...
It sounds it's probably something where they got to figure out a way to make some money because
exactly, because they're money hungry. Yeah, good.
Well,
they got anybody who works there, I'm sure they're like, sure Comic-Con is not doing well right now.
Well, they tried to do the virtual con last year, and it was just lackluster as all get out, especially when compared to like DC fandom.
Well,
like it just
they all pulled out and did their own thing and just left.
Yeah, it's true. Well, and that's funny you say that, because that seems to be what they're doing this year, is just doing a convention floor, like exhibition hall, essentially. Not like big panels, because they're not going to be able to get talent to come in for Thanksgiving weekend. So just seems like which is good, because a lot of people that love Comic-Con want it to go back to this format. They've wanted it because it's always been a media event. It's kind of like transitioned into like a big media PR event. And so a lot of the like diehard comic fans really wanted it.
I bet everybody who does not work for Comic-Con wants it that way, and Comic-Con wants it the opposite.
This is true, but that is the problem, is all the studios are doing their own thing now. I mean, Disney has their like D23 stuff, DC did their fandom thing, and they're going to probably start doing that regularly.
So maybe Comic-Con's the Netflix of this kind of thing, where everybody kind of takes their model and runs with it.
Yeah, because especially Warner Brothers. When Warner Brothers would do Hall H, they would spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on Hall H. Like they had this exclusive, like huge, like LED panel, like that wrapped around the stage, and it was just for Warner Brothers. And like, obviously they got to pay all the talent to come in. And at some point, I think they realized that with the, I guess, internet and live streaming, that kind of thing becoming so popular, and all these things leaking online, and it not being this exclusive event, that they're kind of preaching to the choir when it comes to Comic-Con. And they could probably utilize their money a little, better by doing it themselves.
Right.
So
COVID kind of gave them an out to test that kind of stuff. And it did crazy well
especially DC. With the DC side. I mean, their fandom event was really well done. It was pretty seamless. It got a lot of publicity for them, especially when compared to how Comic-Con handled theirs. Even
doing like remote recordings and socially distanced stuff. I feel like if they actually like put a like legit in-person production on, it could be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's been because every year
I feel you, John. Yeah. I feel you. I gotta acknowledge, I feel you.
Why are you shaking? Because it sucks?
No, there's been some drama today with some DC projects that have been canceled
because they suck.
They're not great at planning.
Okay,
that's great at a lot of things.
So I think Comic-Con might end up kind of. I honestly think a lot of these kind of cons, so to speak, because it seems like every city has their own version. Like Atlanta has Dragon Con? Is that what it is?
Yep.
And the funniest thing about that one is they always plan it. I don't know what hilarious human being thought this was funny, but I think it's hilarious. They always plan it the same weekend as the college football, like SEC championship or college football championship. It's usually SEC championship. So there's a lot of sports fans and a lot of like comic book fans, like a lot of Brandons and a lot of like non-Brandons.
They do it
down.
It's always Labor Day weekend.
Hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Other than it's the opening of college football then. But I was down there one year to watch Alabama, and I was like, I didn't know Dragon Con was down there, and I kept seeing people dressed up like all sorts of stuff. And I was like, what is going on down here? But all these cities have their own. I think that eventually everybody's going to kind of get to a similar, enough of a level to where people like Brandon just said, I'm getting used to this staying at home, where people will stay in their own little bubble and not travel all the way out there to do.
Well, this is something that you can't experience at home as and I think the.
But I'm saying you don't have it in your own town.
I feel like
in my town.
Comic-Con, though, has
I don't want to go to a comic convention in Weston. That's scary.
I want to see the Batman at that convention.
Comic-Con.
It'll be me in my onesie.
Right.
Or my
I
snuggie.
feel like Comic-Con's got enough of a legacy that it's gonna do well. Like compared to
The
what it
fun
has
thing
been,
about
but
to me, the fun thing about these types of conventions is the people, like all the people that cosplay and seeing how much time and attention to detail that they put in their costumes. That is the element that I wonder how long it takes to get back to where droves of people feel comfortable doing something like this, like they used to. Because they used to call it the con flu. When you go to Comic-Con, you typically get sick. There's so many people. People are just like not showering, sleeping on the ground. It's like you're elbow to elbow with everybody, especially if you're in the convention floor.
No,
thank
you.
That's not something that's going to return quickly.
Without COVID, I don't want that in my life. Like, just like, no, thank you. It's just not a jam. Nothing's that important to me to where I want to go out and. I don't want. I think cosplay is kind of silly anyway. That's just my thing.
What a surprise!
But I don't like Halloween. I don't like Halloween. I don't like dressing up and all that stuff. I just never have really been a big fan. So it's not my jam.
Yeah, you don't like happiness. We get it.
I love happiness. I just don't like dressing up, and I just never have been that person. So it is what it is. I hope Comic-Con.
You wanted us to wear Christmas pajamas to our Christmas review.
That's Christmas. Christmas is fun. Halloween is just an excuse for people to dress like idiots. So the only cons I like are the Wrath of Khan and Shaka Khan. There you go. Shaka Khan.
John has jokes.
I like more than Wrath of Khan. Thanks, John. What's on the back of his coat there? Let's see. Oh, Masters of the Universe. Hey, I saw He-Man live when I was a kid. Like in concert where they used to do the thing where the cartoon character tore around. I thought it was the real one up on stage. Nice jacket there, John. Well, guys, you watched anything of note this week?
Just Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. I'll fill in the gaps.
We won't do that. We'll hold off on reviewing it till Al sees it.
But we do have a couple other little things coming out here and there. But Masters of the Universe, yeah, very nice coat. I like it. I like that, John. It's really cool. Thanks for tuning in, by the way.
John's always here.
Yeah.
Oh, John. Well, thanks.
He's a regular.
Oh, maybe he's the Suicide Squad. So, well, guys, you got anything to add before we cut out of here for the week?
Yeah, I was trying to think of things that I've watched. Still watching Sopranos. I'm at the Jon Favreau episode era, whatever. I don't know how long that lasts, but that's where I'm at. So funny seeing Jon Favreau that young.
He's so young, yeah.
You ever seen was it Swingers?
No, but I knew that he was in that.
Well, he directed
Vince Vaughn directed it. Yeah.
He directed it.
I remember seeing that was one of the the VHS covers that I would see at the video store. I'm like, I bet that movie. It's cool. And I couldn't watch it because I was too young.
New Gods of the Trench being canceled. This WB stuff.
So you read. I was just going to address it in the comments, but you read it out loud.
Yep. So we're going to address this. Ryan, I'll let you take the floor on that one.
Yeah. So
should I just hit the outro now?
I was not particularly excited about either of these projects at the moment. Not that we had any really hard anything to be excited about. But I think the bigger takeaway here is it's the John's all over it. He's trying to help you out, Al.
Yeah.
The bigger
Easier for
takeaway
Adam.
for me
Thanks,
is
John.
DC is they've got to
Garbage.
figure out, they've got to underpromise, overdeliver, and for years now they've been overpromising, underdelivering. It's just bad PR. If
You know what I think they need to do? I think they need to get Joss Whedon in charge. Don't y'all think that? Joss Whedon should
Can you
be in
mute him
charge of
real quick,
DC.
Brandon?
I think
There it is. Yep. Yeah. I mean, so the
I think
fail rate
Ryan
for
Johnson
DC
should make
projects-
all Batman movies, and
Yep.
I think they should kill off Batman completely. It's been ruined by Ben.
It's the perfect time to throw him out. Ben Aff.
All right, you guys have a great week.
Yeah, we'll talk about. We've got a Cape Cast that we're going to do on Sunday, where we'll talk about all this stuff. But suffice it to say, it's just another massive. Go ahead, Brandon. What were you going to say?
Well, it's just one of those things where a lot of these projects that get quote unquote announced, they don't really get announced. They just get kind of leaked out in the trades.
They get dude, look at that Comic-Con. I don't even know what year it was where they were like, "Here, the flat Cyborg, Justice League 2, the flat."
Yeah, I'm not talking about those though. I'm talking about like all the Steven Spielberg Warbirds or whatever it was, and like the Joker versus Harley and all these projects.
Don't talk about it in public until you've got private momentum.
That's not what I'm saying. Like a lot of this stuff, yeah, it's a little prematurely announced, and I think it's probably for shareholders and it's probably for whatever. But yeah, me personally, like you were saying, I wasn't really looking forward to these anyway. I'm not an Ava DuVernay director fan, and I think we talked about this with Paul Shirey. Just not it doesn't matter to me that they're not doing it. The Trench, was a cool moment in the Aquaman, but I don't want to see a whole movie about it. And so, yeah, doesn't really affect me personally.
DC needs to get their bearings, is what needs to happen.
If they're going to do New Gods, continue on the direction that we just saw.
How about make a good movie first, and then just start from there?
I just don't think it's even related.
Possible? I get it.
No, I'm not talking to you, Al. That's what I'm saying. I think that this New Gods would be such a departure from what we were going to get if we get any more of what Ray Porter did, Zach did with Darkseid. It was just going to be completely different.
That's what I'm saying. Don't do that. Do the other one. do the one that they already have established. I don't want to see the other one.
There's zero. I agree with that. There's zero reason to change course from what they've done
DC movies
with Darkseid. Yeah, Sunday. Gregory and John Sunday.
So
we'll talk about this.
Everybody should take note how we let Al talk about all his stuff that he enjoys to talk about, and we don't kind of berate him as he talks or make him feel lower than he already feels.
I don't feel low at all.
Let him talk.
We're looking for a side note. We're looking for a group counselor.
Just note that. Yeah. No, I haven't. Other than Sopranos and Godzilla versus Kong.
In all reality, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm just kidding around. I'm glad you guys like stuff, all that stuff. I'm talking to my sponsor, everybody. I'm trying to get things lined up for life. I got to enjoy stuff that's good. Stop enjoying well thought out stories and stuff. I got to get into all this. So have a great time.
He's such a passive aggressive person.
Still going.
Oh no, I'm full aggressive. I'm full aggressive. We talked about I did like John's jacket though. That was great. I enjoyed that. Aren't they still making a Masters of the Universe movie? We'll talk about y'all stuff for a minute.
I don't know. I know Kevin Smith was attached to doing something.
Yeah, that means
I think
He-Man's gonna cry and write poetry the whole time. So, man, he fell off.
This is why we don't talk about this stuff on CiNEMACHiNE.
He just fell off so bad. So you watched Sopranos. What season does that make? I can't remember what season.
I'm in season 2.
It's 2. Okay.
I'll be honest with you guys. I'm having a hard time getting motivated to watch this show.
I have no idea what you're talking about there. The show's great.
I'm gonna finish it. I made a commitment to finish it. So,
just get
but
to the
it's
Pine
just
Barrens, baby. So good.
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
It's really good. Well, Brandon, you know, I appreciate the effort. I don't know why. Are you saying the show's bad?
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I just it doesn't have its hooks in me completely. Like it started a little stronger than it currently is, and now I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just not as motivated. Like I'm not like, oh man, I can't wait to watch the next episode. Granted, I honestly haven't been that yet. I've been hoping that it would completely like hook me. But like I said, which is why I was worried about watching this, is again, I know I say this all the time, so I'm sorry, but I have watched a lot of things inspired by this. And so I can appreciate it laying the groundwork, but I'm not gonna like say that it's better than the other things that I've seen that were, you know, inspired by it, because so far it's not. That's just my opinion.
I couldn't even get through a full season of Breaking Bad. I thought that show was just boring, and I don't know, it wasn't my thing. And that's one of the shows it's highly influenced. I would say The Wire, maybe the best of those shows that kind of spawned
The Wire. Well, The Wire was pretty close in proximity to this one.
It was kind of greenlit because of the success of the Sopranos. So
The Wire was another one. I watched 3 seasons of The Wire, and then I trailed off on that one too.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a big fan of The Wire. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that as far as the things that I've seen that were inspired by it. But anyway, I you know, do appreciate.
Well, here's the thing though. I'm not crapping on the show. I think it's a fine show, and like I said, I respect it for what it is, and I'm gonna finish it. But it's just gonna take some time to finish it. Obviously, I mean it's a long series, but
it is a lot. It is a lot.
I will get it. I think what is the Many Saints in New York comes out in September, I think. So
I think that's what you said.
I'll get it all finished by then, and I will continue to report back. But I do like the Jon Favreau stuff. I like that side, the whole production side. I like seeing Christopher trying, to pursue that.
Oh, Christopher, there's my grandson. You never come see me anymore.
I hate her. I hope she dies soon.
You're supposed to. You were supposed to.
She's so annoying.
Tony's mom, or
yeah. I'm sure the actress is. I'm sure she's lovely, and she's probably already dead. But her character, she's just not a great actress. Neither is
the
uncle. Whatever.
The uncle got all sorts of awards for that show, like
really?
Uncle Junior. Yeah, and actually, both of those actors are very seasoned actors, and they were highly kind of sought after for those roles.
It surprises me too. Junior was the weak link for the show for me.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying they were great. I'm just saying that they got a lot of. I think Christopher and I mean, of course, James Gandolfini. I mean, that's the best actor in the show. I mean, bar none. But I think Edie Falco. Edie Falco is like,
dude.
I think I said that on a previous episode. She's like, she is the kind of the A player to me. I like Tony too, but I think she's the best.
There's an episode later that you'll get to, Brandon. I think I'm in like season 4 right now, so that might be in there. But she has a performance in one episode where it's like hair raising, like one of the best performances I've seen in anything.
Her voice in that show when she gets mad at Tony, it just makes my skin like. I mean, in a good way, it makes my skin crawl. I'm like, oh god. And
I would have put money on her doing the voice of Lois in Family Guy. but it's not the case.
No. The lady that does the voice for Lois was from Mad TV. So, but anyway, I don't know. I have a great warm blanket for The Sopranos. I love The Sopranos. But I mean, to each their own. If you're gonna dislike
a new category for our reviews at the end.
warm
Buy
blanket.
it. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's like Brandon was saying that by the time we watched that we were on last week, he had. By the way, what's the number up to, guys? Snyder Cut views. Brandon.
I mean, I put it on at night when I go to bed. It's a warm blanket.
I was gonna say that's what Brandon said last week. He was putting it on to work too and stuff. Ryan.
I tweeted this morning.
Okay.
Today I started my 13th screening.
You know what's funny? Speaking of that, so Slate, my nephew, is spending the night with us tonight, and Melissa texted me while I was at work today, and she was like, "So Slate's spending the night with us, and he wants to watch the new Ultron movie." And I was like, "Ultron? What? Why does he want to watch Ultron?" And I was like, "That's Avengers. I mean, I guess if he wants to watch that, sure." So I got home, and he was like, "Obi, I want to watch the Ultron movie." I was like, "You do?" And he was like, "Yeah, the new Ultron, the new movie that you've been talking about." And I was like, "Are you talking about Justice League with Aquaman?" He was like, "Yeah, I want to watch Justice League." And I was like, "Okay, we can do that."
Brandon's brainwashed every child.
I was really like not looking forward to watching Ultron because obvious reasons. But yeah, now I get to watch. Now I got another excuse to watch it again.
Nice.
So, but no, I you guys understand the warm blanket sentiment. There's quite a few things, but I would say Sopranos,
I definitely understand.
King of Queens, Christmas Vacation, and '89 Batman, and then pretty much any Christmas movie I can watch all year round, anytime. So I like warm blankets. So anyway. Well, anything else, guys, before we sign off this week here on CiNEMACHiNE Live?
Don't think so.
I think that's all I got. We have, I guess, one thing that we should push out is that we have a review coming for Save Yourselves. So if anybody is interested in checking that out, it is on Hulu. And I think it drops at some point. I don't know when you're planning on dropping it, Ryan. But
Thursday.
Next Thursday.
We're not doing a live episode next Thursday. We're gonna do a review. So
we got
Al's gonna be out of town. I am going to Harry Potter World next week.
Good for you.
For the first time. I've never been. Taking Luna. So it's gonna be fun. Looking forward to it. Yeah. That's something that I watched recently. We watched Order of the Phoenix. I hadn't returned to that in a long time. I know we're trying to close things out, but
you're fine.
I watched it because I wanted to watch.
We bumped through the show with 30 extra minutes for every time we say we're going to shut the show down, so it's okay.
At 1:02, Al tried to shut it down the first time.
You got a question, Al?
What's my question?
Trenton's got a question for you.
It didn't do well today, but it's only the beginning of the season.
Hey,
so.
Braves fan, I feel you. It was a heartbreaker today.
But it's funny because Braves fans get mouthy all year round and then crap the bed. So it's all right.
Mouthy. Whatever.
Braves fans, every time I wear a Cubs hat, every time I wear a Cubs hat,
you live in
Braves
Georgia.
Fans, get up from my face.
You live in Georgia.
Nonetheless, this hat.
I will tell you, the fans that I cannot stand since I was a little kid when I go to games are Cubs fans. So there.
I've never heard that before ever. Everybody's always said Cubs fans are the nicest fan, and they travel.
I've had 2 fights between Cubs fans.
Well, I only know one Cubs fan, and he's a dick.
Earmuffs.
No, but it is baseball season, So let's talk sports for just your Sox. Oh, that's right. You are a Sox guy. I remember. That's right. I remember. Wrong side of town. I remember you now.
That's right, Trenton. You are correct.
Hey, man.
I saw that. I saw when he said
Chicago.
Sox, and I thought he said sax. I was like, saxophone. How is this even related? I don't understand this comment at all.
I lived in Chicago
right,
the year that you guys won the World Series. I lived there for quite. Yeah, right. Yeah, now it's sports talk. I lived in Chicago, for quite a few years, but I was there the year you guys won the World Series against the Astros, and it was absolutely miserable to be anywhere in that town because White Sox fans are very violent in Chicago, and we went to a White Sox game, and the Royals were there, and the son and dad. They jumped over and beat up, I think, the third base coach of the Royals and stuff like that. It's kind of like this crazy thing. So that's why I said you were on the wrong side of town. I'm sure you're not one of those people, but I'm glad that people that like baseball are coming in here because sports are starting to fire up, and it's a great time. It's the best time of year because college football is getting back to practice. Baseball is getting fired up. We got the whole summer for baseball, and then we get right into college football. And Ryan and I are going to try to start a sports show where we ask Brandon no questions whatsoever because
go for it.
he
I would much rather you talk about it on that than here.
Yeah, I get it.
We'll talk about it on here.
I get it. But no, thanks for tuning in, though. Super, super thanks. Well, even if we don't have the same team. But I think that's good, though. I mean, roll time. If you like your team, I think it's good to poke at each other, not 100% like be a jerk and in each other's face about that. So, but it's just fun to poke at each other. That's part of the fun of sports, wouldn't you think, Ryan? Just to have fun, rib each other.
I think it's important to know when you're being a jerk. It's good to have that.
That's also a good point.
Yeah.
So I think that about wraps it up for
I guess Brandon should learn when he's being a jerk. So anyway, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in.
I'll work on it, guys.
Watching sports and watch a lot of movies. And we'll see you all on the next CiNEMACHiNE.
So long.